Good morning and welcome to Sacred Enzyme. I'm Stacy and I hope that you're doing well today on this beautiful Friday morning. I just wanted to take a minute to talk a little bit about recycling, and I am such a proponent of recycling, and I think that we should all try to recycle. And recycling is one of the best ways that we can help the planet. This is funny because this shirt is actually a recycled t-shirt. My daughter had some clothes that her sister-in-law had given her, my daughter-in-law had given her, and she went through them, and things that she could use, of course, she took, and then the other things she said, "Hey Mom, would you mind dropping these off at the thrift store?" And I said, "Sure." I said, "But is it okay if I go through them and see if there's maybe anything, that I can find in there that I can give to some of my friends?" I always try to think of someone who can use something, and family members, friends, we should all be recycling. So anyway, I found this shirt and I thought it was so funny because it says it takes a village and a vineyard, and that is so funny because I already did a video on tending your vineyard, and I'm always saying that it takes a village to raise a child because we're all children of God. I had to laugh, but as far as the recycling, I want to talk about recycling because recycling is such a fantastic way that we can help the planet. And, I guess maybe because I grew up not having, a lot, or just being raised kind of no nonsense. My family is the kind of family that they're very creative. There's not anything that my dad could not fix, and so growing up, it was always a patch job, a repair job, fix it, make it work. You're not getting new. There's nothing wrong with this. So that's the way that we were raised. There's nothing wrong with something that still works. Fix it. We come from a family of fixer-uppers. So I was just raised with the mindset of not to litter and to not be wasteful. Don't be wasteful. Don't waste things. And so I just always grew up recycling, and always grew up with a family that grew their own vegetables. My grandmother always had a massive garden, and she would can all of her vegetables and things that she had at season. She would do it all herself. I mean, talk about a hard-working woman. These were some hard-working women. She tended a huge garden. She worked like 2 jobs, and she was a single parent. And we're talking about in the 40s and 50s. This is a long time ago, So she raised 3 kids with no husband, and she worked 2 jobs, kept a garden, canned all of her vegetables, and she fed half the family because they were all poor. My grandmother, she helped the family a lot because they were a village. But recycling is a great way to find absolutely the most unique and cool things. I mean, I can't tell you how many times that I've just been driving down the road and somebody set a couple chairs or just anything out there, and I looked at it and I thought, I could use that, or I know somebody that could use that. And, and that's how things get recycled, or go to garage sales, or go to thrift stores. You can find really great pieces of furniture at thrift stores and yard sales. I encourage everyone to look there before you even think about buying something new. I mean, the older stuff is way better. I have so many antiques that my dad has collected, all throughout my life. I still have the dresser from when I was a baby. My dad refinished an antique dresser for me when I was born, and I still have it. And it is a treasure. And I'll show it to you right here. It's right here. Look at that beautiful, beautiful dresser. Bird's eye maple. Has locks in it and everything. But I mean, Just even this shelf right here that's on the wall, that's recycled. This used to be my son's bedroom, and he had a closet, but it was a room that was made to be a bedroom, but it wasn't its intended purpose. So we took the closet out, and it opened a door into the foyer. But this was a piece of wood that was used to frame up the closet. So I took this and we converted it into a shelf. And then the frame that was around it, we used that and converted that into a table, a buffet for the dining room. And everything that's holding the shelf up came from a thrift shop. All these brackets cost me $7, and they're cast iron and they have Celtic knots in them. Cool, huh? I mean, thrift store. Why not? It's a great shelf. It's holding all my books, which all my books are secondhand books. Or I go to the library. They always have books on sale for $1. You can get a cookbook for $1, a hardback cookbook for $1. See, even the library wants people to eat better. You can get paperbacks for $1. You can get hardbacks for $2. I got some amazing books at the library. I got 4 volumes of the history of Abraham Lincoln's letters, everything. And we're going to take that apart. We're going to take apart some fundamental parts of history that have not been explored enough by us normal, everyday folk. You know, I'm going to go back and also, you know, not to turn this into something else, but, you know, I'm going to go back and revisit. I've been revisiting Thomas Jefferson's personal letters and different letters from the family members that started Continental Congress. And boy, I tell you, these letters are interesting. So I think that in some future videos, you know, I'm going to share those. I'm going to go through and read the letters that Thomas Jefferson wrote when, you know, they were trying to draft the Declaration of Independence, because there was a lot of back and forth on that, and there was a lot of backbiting too. Yeah, a lot of undermining, a lot of stuff. So, you know, and he kept all of his original papers because he kept the proof. He kept the proof that they wanted to make all these changes. He was not happy about it. But, you know, a lot of people just don't know all that. And maybe it's because you get more of an insight because you're looking into it deeper, because, you know, you're just trying to explore your family history. But regardless, it's a part of our history that I think is important. We should revisit. So, you know, revisiting the past in many different ways is not a bad idea, because right now we're revisiting a lot of things that have to do with our history, our government, a lot of things that have to do with different sites and buildings and old world structures that are here that, you know, people are starting to question. Okay, there's more of a purpose. You know, people are starting to realize that all these buildings are put on energy centers from the ground, and that they have biogeometry built into the windows, into the glass, into the doors, into the structure. I mean, it's all about electricity and geometry and shape and cymatics. They had the music and the bells and the organs. I mean, people are just now starting to wake up. Maybe it's because we're cleaning up our diets, that our brains are waking up, and we're starting to see, wait a minute, what happened? Right? But, you know, a lot of things from the past were great. You know, the furniture was fantastic. We had a lot of wonderful craftsmanship. You know, go visit your thrift stores, recycle, pick up trash, don't litter. Gosh, please don't litter on Mother Earth. And if there's one thing that I could just put out there, is for the truck drivers. You know, I know you guys work so hard, and we appreciate everything you do. But if you guys would, and gals, when you have a blowout, to pick up your tire treads. Pick up your tire treads. That pollution off of those tires seeps into the water table, and it's poison in the water. Rubber has to be picked up off the road. It's hazardous and toxic, you know, and people should carpool. You know, go to the store with your friends. See, if everybody was gardening or trying to grow some of their foods at home, you wouldn't spend so much time at the store. You just go out in your yard and see what's ripe, pick it, and say, let me throw this stuff together and make something delicious, right? It's just that easy. It's how they did in the old days. They didn't have to have a 5-pound steak, you know, everything, all the fixings. They didn't have to have all that. They just ate because they ate to survive and to be healthy. They didn't eat because it was just constant gratification. See, our minds are so twisted with food now. Just years and layers of trauma. So my challenge once today, our challenge to getting better is let's just be focused on recycling. If you got old stuff that you don't need anymore, give it to your neighbor or ask your neighbor, hey, do you need this, this, and this? Because I have some stuff that I'm going to donate. You know, it's just that simple. Or, you know, if you're getting rid of some old clothes because they don't fit you anymore. They've gotten too big, right? Because we always want to be getting healthier. Somebody else can use them. You know, don't throw away good clothes. If we just got invested in decent clothes to start with and didn't need 5 closets full of clothes, just think of all the less waste. And then people wouldn't be like constantly working all the time because everybody's got to have all this stuff. Man, everybody's got to have all their stuff. We don't need all that stuff. We don't need all that stuff. So I challenge you today to take up a mindset about recycling and not passing it up, but picking it up, you know. And give thanks to the earth. Go outside and put your feet in the grass. And then take a moment and set your intentions for today. Say today is going to be a beautiful day. I can't wait to look at my seeds and my vegetable scraps that I planted last week, because we got a monsoon yesterday in rain here. And I'm sure that I had a ton of things sprout, because when it rains and we have that extra oxygen in the rain, boy, it'll really jumpstart your plants and your seeds. So I love rain. I love rain. Thank you for the rain, Mother Earth. Thank you so much. So with that note, when you tune in, I'll be here, because we're living in the present, the past, and the future all at one time. So with that note, you have a great day, and thank you for watching Sacred Enzyme. It takes a village and a vineyard, apparently. Bye-bye.